Okay, seems like we are live. I'm gonna set up everything and then we are ready to go. Give me a second. All right, everything should be set up. Let me move this here to a separate window. Together with this here. All right. So basically, I had to choose this way through YouTube Live because it's simply easier for everyone. So basically, if anyone wants to hop into the AMA, you can just simply join. And if anyone wants to listen to it, it is always recorded and directly uploaded onto YouTube, just as usual. Now for today is quite a let's say special AMA. I needed to take a little break from the AMAs due to running really short on time, and it was pretty much very hard for me to keep up with any AMAs. But we have quite some exciting news now. Let me see. Everything should fit. It is. Yes, this is the right screen. Let me close up this. I will close it later. So, all right. So, current situation. So basically, I will just hop right into business, just as usual, right? I hope everyone who is listening into this is just fine. We all know the markets are still, yeah, we can literally say, in the state of a bear market, which is a problem in itself, especially for smaller projects, which is no secret at all, right? We are also, it's kind of a mix, right? Because the actual development of some products, they got delayed pretty hard due to wrong, let's say, time frames previous devs gave me, which like, let's be honest, this is like pretty bad, right? If someone tells you, hey, you can finish this up in like 1 to 2 months, and then the things which were previously delivered, they are still not working fine, and all of that. So it was kind of a very tough situation which we were sitting in, or which we are sitting in. But now comes a very interesting part. So basically, I think some of you saw this already. For the people who are not aware who Ron actually is, I had a, yeah, you could say, interview on a show called Crypto Junkies. This show, oh, give me a second. Everything should work fine. This show was basically, or is a you could say, informatic show in a kind of, yeah, broadcast style for crypto. If you haven't seen it already, we did also upload it on the YouTube channel here. And Ron is the owner of the show Crypto Junkies. He gave us previously the let's say, option to go, or for me, the option to go live into a interview which was then broadcasted through the Crypto Junkies YouTube channel and everything. It's an amazing channel, I can tell you. The content is quite amazing. I'm looking forward to see some more videos of the show Crypto Junkies. But basically, this was Ron made this able for us, right? He said, all right, I'm an investor in BD Capital. I want to help out. I will give you a spot on the show. So Ron offered his help for development, because as I said before, this is kind of a very, very tough situation at the moment, right? Previous devs, I don't know if they are not able to actually deliver it, if they are just taking very, very long to deliver certain things which are needed. And this is kind of making it pretty hard for us. Now, I'm not talking about Simplify. Simplify is our own developer in our team. Simplify is, his job is, like you could say, front end and back end development, but this is a completely separate part of actual blockchain development, right? So he can handle stuff like, for example, the website and all of that stuff which is coming in. But then again, it's also for him not a super simple and easy task to repair a dApp which was broken quite some time, right? So these were kind of some of the bigger, you could say, problems we ran into. So Ron offered some help. He said, all right, hear me out. I'm a big investor in BD Capital. I want to make this move forward because of the decline in the market cap right now, through the bear market and through everything coming in, you could say all together coming in, right? So he connected me with his development team, and I did talk to I would just say his dev. I was talking to him, and we did think of possible solutions. Now, for me personally, there is one, you could say, big problem, right? Sorry, there's one big problem at the moment, which is simply the lack of a product. This is the main problem. By the way, I will just chip this in. If you're listening into this right at this moment, you can either write in the YouTube chat or you can write in the Telegram chat. Any questions, always, just as usual, feel free to drop the questions in. I'm monitoring the Telegram chat and the YouTube live chat at the same time, so it shouldn't be a problem really. All right. So I noticed two major problems right now. This is problem, let's say problem one, let's face it. Development is very, very slow. It's stuck, like kind of stuck, right? It's not like we haven't paid anything or something like that. I think some of you are aware of the fact that I did pay like roughly, you could say roughly, for all of the development in total, already around $55,000 privately, because I wanted to move forward with the project BD Capital. And this was the best investment, in my opinion. It's still the best investment, right? I would still invest the money, but not in this type of devs. So this is one major problem. We need to make progress on the development side. Now the second problem is, which is bothering me quite a lot, this is also one of the major issues at the moment, right? With the decline of not only the BEC chain, the decline overall of altcoin crypto. Of course, there are always some good, you could say, moonshots or stuff like this coming up, or some very, very good products being in development, right? I'm not saying that the development halted on the crypto market, but the actual people which are interested in the crypto market, they are like a lot less people are interested in the crypto market. So this also brings you in a very, very, very tough position, right? Because there are way less potential buyers on the market out there interested in crypto at the moment. So this is one, or that's the second major issue, the actual bear market. So I was actually thinking about this stuff quite some time already, right? What could help us out to overcome this type of issues, right? Of course, we definitely need a product. Now, I'm not talking about a product which you often see in the crypto space, which would be, for example, simply staking or stuff like that, right? You need an actual product, for example, a launchpad. You need a product as we have with our fund. Now, the problem with the fund, of course, is again, two main problems in the fund. Due to low volume, there is very, very little money coming into the fund itself. Then the second major problem is you have a kind of big problem right now, right? Our previous investments, they are in the red because we invested not, for example, into DeFi or stuff like that. We invested directly into a project which was always a coin in itself, right? It's not bad. It's not a bad thing to do, but as we said before, it's still high risk. We will see the returns once the market turns around and we enter a actual bull run. But then again, as long as you are in a bear run, there is not a lot to make in this type of investments, which we took as a community with the fund. So these are the major problems right now, right? We need a product. We need this product to work aside of the actual state in which the market is in. So this is a very important part. It shouldn't matter if the market is in a bear market at the moment or is in a heavy bull run at the moment. This shouldn't matter for a product, right? This is the main purpose of a real product which is fueling the whole economy behind it. Now, of course, you can set up, for example, the launchpad, right? We can set it up now, or not directly now, but we can launch it, and then we can slowly work towards the actual bull run in which many new projects will most likely be upcoming, will be looking for different launchpad options and all of that different stuff. But then again, also a launchpad is kind of relying on the actual market conditions, right? If the market conditions are bad, as they are at the moment, you will see, for example, on Pink Sale, way less projects coming up with actual launches, and you will see even less projects actually getting filled, right? So this is one of the main issues at the moment. So I was thinking about, with the development team of Ron, how could we overcome this, right? So we need a working product outside of the actual impact of market conditions, which is in itself a tough task. Now, we came up with two different possible solutions, right? Now, they are still very theoretical because we started talking like 3 to 4 days ago. They will definitely help out. So I'm very happy to announce that Ron and his team, they will help us out, and they are bringing a lot of value. I can tell you they are bringing a lot of value because they are bringing a lot of experience, not only from the development side, right? Also from the whole business structure behind it. Now, I did write this in the chat before, if someone did follow the chat. A crypto project cannot directly be seen as a normal structured business, but then again, you need the structure behind it, you need the team behind it. So this is a very valuable thing to have Ron backing us up, backing all of us up, not only me, right? Not only me, but basically the whole BD Capital community. I'm very thankful for that, because this opens us a lot of different possible directions we can move into, right? I did already talk with the developers of possible solutions in which we could turn, for example, our whole liquidity into a actively working liquidity. Now this may sound very strange to you now when I'm throwing around this weird terms here. Once I have the details of how we will actually move on, I will of course publish them. Best form, of course, is an AMA, and a real discussion AMA. which is also held on Telegram itself. So people can also chip in, they can ask questions and all of that, because this will be a either way, right? It doesn't matter in which direction we move forward, but you can be sure we will move forward now, very, very soon, because we need to position ourselves now. This is the market condition in which we need to position ourselves. It doesn't matter if we bring up a product which can be used for people to actually invest into DeFi, not into this very, very high risk things, because the main problem in DeFi, or which is lying in DeFi, is mainly you need to put in a lot of time to research. You need to put in a lot of effort to actually handle your investments yourself. You need to have a very, very, very core knowledge of this. And this is what is holding back a lot of people of actually investing into DeFi. Right now, I'm not talking about a specific project, for example, investing into BD Capital, but I'm talking about real DeFi investments. You can run very low risk strategies in which you are kind of working with arbitrage trading, in which you are working with certain, for example, also, how do you call it in English? Basically, you're saving your own position against movements in the market. So you're basically hedging your position. And with such a strategy, you can turn around, yeah, you could say 15 to 25, most likely you would say like 20% per year, which, now this may sound weird, right? Because for crypto people, this may sound like, it's only 20% per year. Not interesting, right? But you need to keep in mind, this is a real investment form, right? This is as if I was going to my bank and I'm telling them, hey, I want to use product X from your DeFi portfolio, I want to invest in this, and my calculated or estimated return will be around 20%. And 20% is quite a lot, right? Especially if you take compounding into all of this. This is a lot. Right? This is not like this whole moonshot concept in which a coin is like, for example, as we did, basically 150xing his value over the course of a few weeks. This is a real DeFi product. And this is a very, very interesting part, right? Building a product which can be used, like actually used from people. It doesn't matter if you are very heavily into crypto or not. The main purpose of such a product would be that you are not required to do a lot of research, right? If you want to invest money, now this is the very important part, right? If you want to invest money, you would give an institution, for example, a bank, let's say $2,000. You would say that you would tell the bank, all right, I am okay if you use this and this and this product with this money, and I want you to put this money to work. So the bank would basically take this $2,000 and use them, actually use them, to make this DeFi investment. And this is the like very, very important difference, because the main difference right now, structured right now as a coin, for example, is basically, of course, people can invest into BD Capital, right? You could buy the coin, right? There's no issue in that. My main problem in this is the actual money will always flow into the liquidity pool, which is not bad at all, right? This is the core concept of the coin. But you cannot take the money and get it to work as a actual team behind everything, right? We cannot use the liquidity pool money or something like this. This is not possible. So in the solution which we are theoretically thinking about, we can actually make this liquidity pool indirectly work for us. Of course, this is totally safe for everyone, right? It will take a lot of restructuring and migration also. But this is still theory. I only want to bring you some of our thoughts we had, right? Because then again, if we are able to develop a product, and now in such a DeFi product, the most important part would be to actually be able to make this return, right? So if we are telling the people, hey, we can give you like 15 to 20% per year, this will be very, very attractive from the financial side. This will be very, very attractive as well from the DeFi side, because we are basically taking the investment of the people. It's still their money, right? It's not our money. This is the very important part. We are, you can say, kind of managing this money in itself. And if we are able to actually bring this return to the people, this would be a very, very, very good product, because if people wanted to get into DeFi, they are not required anymore to do this tons of research, right? Find different methods to actually make returns, find different DeFi investments, like unique DeFi investments, which they can spread out their money onto, because this would be taken part of from the whole management side of this product. So this is basically the main concept we want to have, because we need a product which is independently working for us aside of the actual market state. And that this is very, very important, right? Very important. Because then we won't have any troubles with the actual bear market and all of that stuff, because it is not affecting us. Like, you could say we are very, very heavily affected at the moment from the market status, and this is something which you need to overcome. Now with Ron chipping in, offering the help of his whole dev team, we can actually make this in a very, very short time frame. Of course, before we can do anything, we need to figure out our options, because there are many, many different options we could go into, right? We could also say, all right, we will go full, let's say, you could say this meme token approach, right? And we will basically restructure everything fully focused into a actual meme coin, for example, like still having our core concept, right? As you know us. But then again, this is like from the strategy side, a completely different approach. Or you could say, all right, we want to make, you could say, yeah, you could basically call it a hedge fund for DeFi, right? And make this possible. Now, one thing quickly, I will just type it in the chat again. This. All right, now, sorry for that. So, but aside from talking about all this, like market conditions, right? We are all aware of the fact. I want to focus on the fact that we now actually have the possibility to move forward, right? A possibility which was opened by Ron, which I'm, as I said before, I'm super thankful for that, right? I still do not really know how I could possibly thank him and his team for this for this option he gave us. It is very, very kind. Of course, he's a big investor in BD Capital and everything. But then again, this is a whole different level, right, of help. This is a whole different level. And this is the very, very important message which I want to bring through. We are now actually able to work on a product, or let's say to actually work on the progress, like actively in a very short time frame, due to the very, very experienced team Ron has. And this will open us many, many different options. And right now is the time to build. Of course, I can totally understand everyone. It's quite depressing if you look at the price or the decline of the market cap at the moment, right? This is, I can tell you, especially for me, it's very, very tough to handle. But then again, this is now the time to actually build, right? We are over the initial hype phase, in which we had, like, luckily, this very, very big increase in the market cap. But then, of course, again, then the bear market did strike. A lot of people made heavy profit with us. Some people went out, right? This is nothing bad about all of this. Don't get me wrong here. But then again, also for me, it is very, very depressing if you see something which you did put in like countless hours of work, slowly declining in the market cap. And then on top, you have the issue with different dev teams not properly working and all of that stuff. Invested like a ton of money. At least for me personally, this is like a lot of money, like $55,000. So it was not kind of easy to actually take this, right? But then again, with the actual help, and this is why I'm so super excited about it, right? Even if you might not feel this excitement right now directly through the chat, because I'm putting in a lot of, you could say, brain work into what can we possibly do, what could be our best solution. Then of course, coming back to Ron and his team, would this work, right? Would we be able to make this work? Which is the best approach, right? This is super exciting because now we have the possibility to actually build a product. And don't get me wrong here, but I can tell you, out of, let's say, 100 crypto projects launching, like normal crypto projects, right? I'm not talking about like super huge blue chip projects which have already a backing of like a 50-man team or stuff like that. Keep in mind where we came from. It was just 3 friends, right? Just coming up with this token. It worked quite well, and now we, of course, we do not want to leave anyone hanging like in the air. No, definitely not. I want to proceed. I want to bring this into an actual working form as a, not as a company, but basically as a crypto project to actually bring some value. And this is the very important part, right? You need to bring value. Right now, at this time, yes, of course, we had the BUSD and all of that, but now if people take a deeper look in how such tokenomics actually work, right, it is very, very hard to sustain such tokenomics, because the contract in itself, of course, is kind of dumping the price, right? So if you have a lot of buy pressure, the contract will take away some of the buy pressure, because it is in itself selling for the BUSD rewards. Now, the main problem is if you have a lot of selling pressure, the contract is selling on top of everything, because it's collecting the tax still from every sell, right? And this is one of the major issues in such a contract. It can work just fine, don't get me wrong, but you will always struggle. You will always struggle with the contract in itself. Now, don't make any assumptions here that I'm telling, hey, the BUSD are wrong. If we are replacing this in any form, of course we want to replace it with a new form of income, of steady income, right? So don't worry about this part yet. This is still something which is still, you could say, in the kind of brainstorming phase, or very detailed brainstorming phase, in which we are checking what is possible, what could be possible flaws and all of that, right? But maybe you could hear this out, because I'm quite excited. I can tell you, I'm quite excited, very, very excited, because this is, as I said before, and I can't tell it like too many times, this is a very, very big option for us. You need to think of the actual effect, right? You would move from a coin which has no inner value at the moment, right? Our inner value is still the core community. This is like our biggest asset, and we're still super happy about the of course, super happy about the actual BD community, right? It doesn't matter if the chat is sometimes going more silent and all of that, right? This doesn't matter to me, but we still have the people which are believing in the project in itself, which are like especially believing in the people behind everything, and this is the main asset we have, and we need to build upon this asset, but we need to bring in more value, right? We need to add actual value into the project. Value which could be seen, let's say, for example, from outside investors, Right now, if they took a look at us, they would say, all right, this is a decent community maybe, but aside from that, yes, they have BUSD rewards, but they are volume depending, right? So no real value created there. You need to create additional value. And this is right now the task in which you're in. This could be like, as people say, all right, this is the building time, right? This is actually the building time. I saw a comment before here, which is kind of right, kind of wrong. This was basically saying like the actual time in which Banker Stream is up now is for the finance side, right? If you're thinking about the business world of finance, this is a very, very, very short time frame. Of course, we are still, I would even say super, super young, right? Everything is still super young in crypto in itself, but then especially us, if you would take a look at us as a actual company from where we started, we are still super young. But then again, the main problem is crypto is not working and moving like a usual business. And then again, if you had a usual business and you would say, hey, I have kind of a very, very good core following, my community is super, super great, but aside from that, you are not able to bring additional value to the table, right? People wouldn't be very interested. And this is what we want to work on, what we need to work on, right? We need to create value, because if you add value, as you might notice, if you have a good product, you do not necessarily need a ton of marketing, right? Because the product, a very good product, is selling itself. And this is what we are aiming for. Now, this sounds like a very, very big task, but then again, if you have people which you can talk to, which are saying, all right, you can tell me your ideas, I will put in my thoughts, my ideas as well. And if you have people, especially from the development side, which can then tell you, this is possible, we can make this, no problem, right? In a, let's say, reasonable time frame, of course. But then again, if you have the option to actually do this, this is no longer holding you back. This is then no longer holding you back. And this is a very, very important part. So I can tell you, the development for crypto is, I would say, even there, it is the Wild West, right? Because you're searching for skilled developers, and again, you can check their previous work and everything, but then you pay them privately, then they deliver some stuff, but it's not working quite fine. You're telling them, hey, you really need to fix that. It's not working right, but then they aren't really fixing it, and it's just taking super long, super long. It's super annoying, super, super, super annoying, I can tell you. But then again, with this offer from Ron, we are able to overcome this issue. And this is a very, very exciting part right now. A very exciting part. So if you're listening right now, right, I want you to also think, like really think about it. What could be potential value which we can realistically add, right? Like realistically, like we cannot just say, all right, we will make an exchange, right? Of course, technically you could, but then again, an exchange, for example, is a whole different thing. This is a whole different task. But realistically, basically we do not need them, but as you know me, I really, really like to have different thoughts and opinions, right? Now it's pretty tough right now because I cannot 100% go into detail. Once we have everything talked through with Ron and his whole team, if we say, all right, we want to progress into this direction, then of course I will go like into these options very, very, very detailed. But then again, a little bit of time, because we just started like crafting and thinking about this idea, about about 4 days ago, I think it was. So it's still very, very fresh. And of course, we need to also evaluate which way would be the best way to go. But then again, once we have a way, then we can proceed. And this is the very important part, right? So for the people not knowing Ron, he is that kind of person that always sticks up to his words, at least from how I got to know him until now, right? He's a very, very honest person. This is very important. And if he offers help, he will definitely help you out. And this is a very, very important part here, right? Very important and super exciting. I can tell you, super, super, super exciting. With this, we can move forward to the next level. So the next level is from this initial hype and everything, we want to create value, because value attracts people. If they see, wow, they actually have this product working, right, they are more likely to stay as well. This is very important. If you see value, people are more likely to stay. Very, very important part here. All right. This was kind of a very long monologue. I'm sorry for that, but I think the people already know me, right? If I'm getting excited about something, I tend to talk like a lot about why I am excited, why this is such a big thing and everything. So if there's anything, as I said before, I'm monitoring YouTube chat. I'm also monitoring the Telegram chat and everything. If there are any questions or something like this, just let me know. Just let me know, as usual, in the chat. 1 second, I just need to grab a quick sip of water. Otherwise, my voice will end. 1 second. All right, just double checking. Should be unmuted. Perfect. All right. So, this basically, right? Not searching. So don't get me wrong here. Right? I'm not searching for any excuses with the dev team and everything. Yeah, well, try to make it work. It's very tough to work with people with such a how would I call it, work ethic, right? It's very hard. But then again, I can assure you, since I invested so much money, that I was on their feet like as much as I could. But then again, very, very tough, very tough. But this is no excuse, right? No excuse. Now it's our time to build. It's our time to build with the option Ron gave us, with his offer of actual help. We can actually speed up the building process and the process of moving forward by a lot. Like, seriously, a lot. His team, and especially also his experience, he has a wealth of knowledge if it boils down to business and all of that stuff, right? He's not just a random person who says, all right, I can help you out. Here's like, I don't know, like $10,000, make it to work. No, he is like using his own time, his own team, his own money and everything to move this forward. And this is why this is so big, why this is so exciting, right? And of course, we need to make the best out of this opportunity. So of course, big shout out again, as I said before, and then again also, please also check out the channel Crypto Junkies if you haven't already, because this is also his one of his I would say like businesses. And I always loved the format of Crypto Junkies actually, right? And it was a lot of fun when I was there live, but then again, don't blame me for the way I looked there, because I had no clue about how to position the camera and all of that stuff, right? Still, like super new for me. All right, but I hope this assures the people, right? I totally get it. I totally get it, right? If I was like cut down super short on time. No need to talk about any details, but I was cut down super short on time, actually working and all of the different stuff, and very hard to like theory craft and search for options, and then of course keeping everything up and running. This is super tough sometimes. Again, no excuse. We don't need any excuses. But I can assure you, as before, right? We are not moving anywhere. Like you will always see me, and trying to progress. And right now we have the best time to progress. We need to see this as the actual building time, and we really need to use this. Give me a second. Can use the translation of the subtitles. True. You actually need to translate everything. I remember. I have to watch it later to understand what they are saying, but I can tell that they are doing exciting things with Ron. Yeah, definitely. I think I mentioned Ron so many times. Even without translation, people are able to figure out what this is about. Yeah, definitely. Doing some very exciting stuff. Like, I can tell you this, a lot going on behind the scenes. There's always been going on a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but then of course, right, you do, tough position, but then again, now we can move forward. We need to build, we will build, and once we have the direction we want to move into, I can already tell you from my personal view, doesn't matter which direction, I have a favorite direction which I would move into, but then again, we need to see if we can realize it and all of the different stuff, right? There's a lot of structural things going on. If you are trying to restructure something, but then again, either way, I'm pretty confident that we will move into a very positive direction, right? A very positive one. Now we have time to build. Enough time used already. We're still in crypto. One day feels like 10 years, honestly. So we need to progress forward. But then again, I can assure you, we're doing quite some exciting things, or we will do quite some exciting things. And as soon as I am able to like share detailed stuff, right, we will always do this. Questions will come for me, I think, when you have more details. Yeah, definitely, right? It's pretty hard right now. Still believe, so that's why I'm here. Appreciate it. Did not hear anything new. What? I did not hear anything new. To hope and team will be able to turn things. Alright, got it. Yeah, definitely. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I can tell you, remember a lot of people which did stick around for a very long time. But then again, I can like 100% assure you, because whatever option we are exploring, right? Whatever option we might move into, you will definitely 100% have questions. I can now already assure you, you will have questions, because this will be not just a simple migration, right? So don't get me wrong here. We're not just simply taking, all right, we will move to contract X, right? A new token contract and like very simple things to move, but you will 100% have questions. And this is good, right? Because if you have questions, you might not be the only person with these questions. So we need the questions for the people to actually understand the process, the structure behind it and everything, right? This is very needed. But then again, Reggie, appreciate it. Appreciate it. No, and then again, there never was the intention to let anyone down here, right? You might know us over the course of time already long enough. We never had the idea of letting anyone like down, or as other people might do it, abandon the project and telling them, well, right at this time, right now in the market, it's just that we will leave it as it is. No, but of course, there was no real point in trying to artificially, or not artificially, or tried it sometimes, as you might remember, to light back excitement for Reddit, Twitter, all of that different stuff. But then again, you need a value foundation. This is my belief. You need a value foundation. Of course, you can do it simply from this whole community hype approach. But then again, if you had such a community hype already, it's very, very hard to bring in the same kind of energy, which is then translating into social media and everything, right? So my decision was we need to focus on actual development, right? We need to make progress, we need to move forward, we need to create value. So this is something which my head was always like spinning around, exploring different options and all of that stuff. So I can assure you I was never away. But then again, of course, just to assure everyone in here, would never ever leave anyone in here. I have too much personal money invested, right? Why should I do it? It would be just stupid to run away with nothing. No, but then again, I can assure you, we will make things work. I can already feel it, right? I had the same feeling when we were launching, with the way the community was building up, the way everything was working out. It took us quite some time, I can tell you. But then again, I had this feeling that this will make quite a big move. It did make quite a big move, right? And now I again have a very good feeling. I can tell you, like, being honest, right? I was like already sitting awake at night. I was thinking, like, how can I turn it around? What can I do? Who can I reach out to? Who can possibly help with deving? Reached out to a lot of people, but then again, kind of trust issues you are developing if you wasted like a ton of money. Like, again, I'm not saying this was a scam. I'm still saying this is no scam. They are doing the work, but it's like super slow and it's very hard to work. And yeah, kind of hard. I can tell you, it was kind of a lot of pressure, because I want to move forward, but it's very hard to see like a lot of options if you're just very, very few people putting a lot of thoughts in. It's very, very hard. It's very hard to actually get on a point. So this is definitely something which gave me a super, super good feeling about everything. This is very, very important, right? Very important. All right. Kind of a long talk in here. Kind of missed it. Kind of missed it, I can tell you. But yes, so what do we have? But not sure if you will understand it, but I think the translation should work fine once it is uploaded, right? I think the translation should work fine. It's hard because I'm not sure if you can understand it, but if you have problems, just hit one of us up in the DMs, and then we can kind of like mini summarize it, right? So very important. If you have someone who you know which is invested but couldn't quite make it to the AMA, kind of important that you redirect them to the YouTube link, right? I think this should bring a lot of reassurance into everything, especially now with people chipping in, helping. This is something very, very, very valuable. You cannot see this in a lot of different communities, I can already tell you, because I'm quite a lot of different communities monitoring and everything. You can't see that in a lot of communities, like people trying to help out. Now, again, if you have the feeling that whatever you're typing out might sound negative or something, like you know me, especially me, the people you should know me already, right? For me, there is no real foot. If there's something which is bothering you, you need to let us know, right? You need to let us know, so we can either explain why is it that way, right? Or we can try to find a solution for this. So this is very important, right? I'm not a fan of trying to artificially have everything on the positive and happy side. No, if things are not on the positive and happy side, we need to find solutions for this, right? This is kind of also the part which you will always have if you start off and try to build something up, right? Doesn't matter if you are trying to build your own small company, or if you are launching a company with like 500 men initially on everything and doing everything, right? You will always come to a point in which you will struggle. Like, this is a certain thing. You will always come to a point in which you struggle. Now, what is a very important part in all of this is, if you have the right people advising you, if you have the right people bringing in the right resources, then you will have it a lot easier. And this is why I'm so excited, right? It's very hard to find people which actually believe, like, not only in the project itself, right? It's more like which believe in the person and the idea behind everything. If you have people like this, they are super valuable. And this is making things, especially if you are hitting a stage in which you are struggling, right? This will definitely make things like not easier in this form, but more comfortable to work through. Instead, if you're just one or two people, right, trying to figure everything out. So this is super exciting. I can tell you, people, super exciting. Very, very, very exciting. And we will find something, find a good solution, and we will definitely work something out. And once we have something worked out, I can already assure you, you will definitely have questions, right? You will definitely have questions in whatever direction we are moving into. But it's happening sooner than you might think, right? Can already feel it, because the actual execution, if you have people like Ron backing you up, is a lot easier. If you have everything from the basic side, like done, the whole structure, contracts, all of the different stuff, right? Whole smart contracts part, I mean, with it. It's a lot, but definitely super valuable. So I hope you could feel this kind of excitement I have, right? If you're listening into this after the IMA, I hope I can bring this kind of excitement over like this whole screen and microphone thingy, because you're actually just listening right now for this input I try to give out. So I hope you can feel the actual excitement and why I am excited. This is like the main part. Hope you can feel it, and this gives you a good feeling. This reassures you, right? Nothing stopping, right? I'm not the type of person that is running away. I mean, put out my face and everything, so there's no point in running away. No point at all. So yes, moving forward, and very, very excited for it. Can already tell you, very excited for it. I will just, because I need another sip of water, I will just wait for a few, let's say, seconds, minutes, whatever, right? Just wait a bit of time and see if some questions or anything drops in. Like I said before, right? Just, it's an AMA. If you have anything, just ask. If it's something for right now, just ask anything. I will try to answer it. 1 second, we'll be back very soon. All right. So I can nearly not see something here on the screen. All right, last was Reggie. It was okay. Not working for me here. All right. Stand. Okay. But aside from that, I can tell you just a little quick update because I wasn't talking to anyone through an AMA like recently. Just a little update, like personally, super fine, right? Of course, as you might have heard on the news, economy and all of that stuff is kind of like a little bit crazy in Germany right now. It's not super bad, right? It's not bad at all, but there are some things which are really annoying. For example, the prices to actually heat, for example, gas or electricity and all of that. That we are kind of skyrocket. This is quite annoying at the moment. But then aside from that, everything is fine, right? Baby Pooka is growing, growing slowly, and he's getting strong. I can tell you and he has his own head, like kind of similar to me, similar to. He has his head, he has his ideas, and he wants to execute his ideas. It doesn't matter which way. All right. I hope I could bring reassurance through this AMA. I hope I could bring like the idea we have right now over to everyone, right? And I hope I can bring in the excitement. Why? I mean, the reason why I am excited, I did explain it already many times, this AMA. So I hope you can understand why I am excited, because now we have the option to actually move forward, right? We can take step by step in a much faster way, not like before in very super slow space, taking one mini step after the other. So this will enable us to actually make progress steps. I'm very excited. Hope you are also after this AMA. So I can't see any additional questions, right? And I do not want to bore out the people with any kind of monologue I have. So if you have any questions, just as usual, always drop them in. Ask them questions, right? Ask anything, as always. And don't be afraid that we would consider this like how do you call it, foot, and we won't ban anyone aside person is like spamming weird stuff, or right, you know us already. Don't be afraid, always talk freely, right? We are not trying to cut anyone off of his opinion. Don't know if this was the right term in English, but I will just use it. All right, aside from that, I hope everyone is well. Like not only in crypto, also personally, right? I really appreciate the fact that you did ride out this journey until this point with us, and now we want to work together. Not only us, but as a community, we want to work towards a positive future, right? This is the main goal we have right now. And I'm pretty positive that we are able to also execute it. Like, I'm very positive. Doesn't matter which direction we are going, but we will make progress. And whatever direction we take, this will be the direction which everyone involved will think this is the best option for us. So I'm hyped. I'm excited. And I would wish I could share like really detailed stuff in that, but then again, to just start like working towards the whole idea of finding and everything in the past few days. So it will take a little bit of time, but be sure we are moving onwards. So thank you. I really appreciate every single person just listening into the AMA, which is part of the community and stuff like this. Keep it up, people. I saw a lot of people forming like kind of new friendships along the way, which we were out there already. So keep this up, right? Keep this up. Open the chat at least 1 to 2 times a day. Maybe just write something in, right? Just write something like, hey, how's everyone doing? What is everyone up to? And as you know, you can also ask any questions about any projects or other projects you are checking out, right? We will not consider this like soft chilling, but we want the people to be active in the chat, right? We want the people to be active. So always feel free to hop in and ask anything. All right. So aside from that, I would say, since I can't see any... Oh, wait 1 second. Davide, great armor. Thank you. Thank you, Davide. I'm not 100% sure. I can't connect this to a Telegram name or something, but then again, thank you. Big thank you, big props going out to everyone. And then again, big shout out to Ron and his whole team, right? If you are able to, just give him some love, because this is not the usual thing anyone would just do, right? So big thank you to everyone, and have a nice start in the day, rest of the day, or good night, right? Whatever time zone you're sitting in. And we will hear from each other sooner, very soon again. All right. Thank you, people, and bye-bye.